So I just found a win here. Off the Rails, which in my opinion is a really funny episode, but it's restored and it's the UK narration. So we should hear Ringo Starr.
Gordon was resting in a siding.
Yep, it's Ringo.
Sometimes, he thought, it's really tiring to be such a large and splendid engine. One does have to keep up appearances so. Beep, 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 beep. Hello, fat face, whistled Henry. What cheeks, spluttered Gordon.
Oh,
That
he's
Henry
angry.
is too big for his wheels. Fancy speaking to me like that. Me, who has never had an accident. Aren't jammed whistles and burst safety valves accidents? Asked Percy innocently. No, indeed. High spirits might happen to any engine. But to come off the rails like Henry did, well, I ask you, is it right? Is it decent?
That might happen to any engine.
Then it was Henry's turn to take the express. Gordon watched him getting ready. Be careful, Henry. You're not pulling the flying kipper now.
Ooh.
Mind you keep on the rails today.
Oh, dang. Oh! Henry's face, like, you.
Henry went off in a huff, and Gordon yawned and went to sleep.
We'll settle this later, Gordon.
But not for long. Wake up, Gordon, said his driver. A special train's coming and where to pull it. Is it coaches or trucks? Trucks, said his driver. Trucks, said Gordon. Puh! Gordon's fire was slow to start, so Edward had to push Gordon to the turntable to get him facing the right way.
Edward was the first character that was introduced into the series and basically made. So technically, Thomas and Friends should be Edward and Friends. You know. But let's move on.
I won't go, grumbled Gordon. Don't be silly, puffed Edward.
Real quick, let's just take a look at this little set. At first, nothing would stick out immediately, but if you were to take a look at the metals, they have like a rusting effect on them, and I think that's a really good touch on the set pieces.
At last Gordon was on the turntable. The movement had shaken his fire. It was now burning nicely and making steam. Gordon was cross and didn't care what he did. He waited till the table was halfway round. I'll show them, he hissed.
This is also based off of a true story as well.
He moved slowly forward to jam the table, but he couldn't stop himself and slithered into a ditch. Ooh, she hissed. Get me out! Get me out! Not a hope, said his driver and fireman. You're stuck, you silly great engine. Don't you understand that? They telephoned the Fat Controller. So Gordon didn't want to take the special train and ran into a ditch. What's that you say? The special's waiting. Tell Edward to take it, please. And Gordon? Oh, leave him where he is. We haven't time to bother with him now. On the other side...
Okay, this is a still image. And if you were to look on the left-hand side, you would see Thomas's pilot model scrapped. Again, going back to the corpse skeleton thing.
The ditch, some little boys were chattering. Coo, doesn't he look silly? They'll never get him out. They began to sing. Silly old Gordon fell in a ditch, fell in a ditch, fell in a ditch. Silly old Gordon fell in a ditch, all on a Monday morning. Gordon lay in the ditch all day. Oh dear, he thought, I shall never get out.
That train in the distance is actually the Markland engine. as it's just being called.
But that evening they lifted Gordon and made a road of sleepers under his wheels to keep him from the mud. Strong ropes were fastened to his back end, and James and Henry pulling hard.
Watch this. James's drive wheels don't move whenever he moves.
Managed to bring him to safety.
See that? Also, this pig, let me see if I can zoom in. I can't zoom in. Oh, darn. That would be awesome. But there's a little peg thing that's going to be like bent back in just a minute. Watch Gordon's buffer beam hit this little pole. There we go.
Late that night, Gordon crawled home, a sadder and wiser engine.
He does not look happy, and I don't blame him. Percy's... Mattel, what have you done to Thomas, honestly? Anyways, I hope you like this. Like, comment, and subscribe.